Crazy to think that tonight's gonna be my final night here in Chicago. I lived here for my entire life. Earlier this week, I got hired to become the newest general manager of the Houston Rockets, and I honestly didn't think that my hard work would pay off. I mean, I've been the assistant general manager of the Windy City Bulls for all these years, but when you see an opportunity, you have to jump at it, and the Houston Rockets really need me, bro. Don't believe me? Let me take you guys down the timeline of the Houston Rockets. Since getting James Harden, they've been in the playoffs every year, but they could not get past the Golden State Warriors no matter how hard they tried. They could not win the big one. 2018, they had a chance to go to the NBA Finals, couldn't do so. 2019, they still couldn't beat the Warriors without Kevin Durant, and that led to a huge blockbuster deal where Chris Paul was traded to Oklahoma City for Russell Westbrook. So now we got Russell Westbrook and James Harden in the backcourt. They still could not get it done. And then we get to this season. Russell Westbrook was traded to DC for John Wall. And James Harden has not been happy. He requested a trade and he was finally traded to the Brooklyn Nets. And to make things even worse, Victor Oladipo was on the Houston Rockets for a short period of time before he was traded to the Miami Heat. And to make things even worse, Daryl Morey stepped down as the Rockets general manager, and that's where I got the call to come in and become the new general manager of the Houston Rockets. This is gonna be a tough task, but in my opinion, if there's anybody built for the job, it's me. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to create a new dynasty here in Houston. Hope you guys are ready for it. Feels good to be sitting here in this GM chair. I am your newest general manager of the Houston Rockets. This team been through a lot, bro. They really been through a lot, but don't worry, your boy is here to make sure they get over the hump and win an NBA championship, because today starts the journey towards making the Houston Rockets lit again. This is gonna be a tough one because right now things are not looking good. Matter of fact, before I get into all that, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Prince YouTube PS Compulsion signing in here, aka Prince Anthony, aka Lou Towers, and today we're gonna start rebuilding the Houston Rockets. So y'all know, since we're not able to add our own custom face scan into my NBA like we could have done on current gen, apparently we can't do it on next gen still. But I always create my own general manager, and your GM of the Houston Rockets is your boy Lou Towers. For this series, we are going to be using the same settings that I've been using for my Las Vegas Royale series. Basically, RPG is going to have some My GM elements to it, meaning we can interact with players. I turned off tasks because I'm not trying to accept tasks from everybody in my organization, because that have not been going pretty well for the Houston Rockets over the past couple of seasons. I'm gonna just leave it at that. And I also took off action points. I'm not dealing with that BS. What else did I take off? The score. I'm not dealing with that score BS as well. And basically some My League and My GM settings in here. RPG. We about to be lit. It's your boy Lou Towers. So the first NBA season has come to a close. I simulated to the end of the 2021 season, well, 2020-2021 NBA season. Christian Wood won Most Improved Player, 19 points, 12 rebounds. Dude straight beasted. Okay. With the 82 game season, obviously we wouldn't be good enough to make the postseason, and our win-loss record, 31 wins, 51 L's. At the bottom or near the bottom of the Western Conference. I think there's one team that's worse than us. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll check through that at a later date. And in terms of the actual roster, let's see how our players played for this NBA season, because what I did is that I simulated the entire season, but I made sure and disabled CPU to CPU trades, and I didn't make no trades myself. So these are the current rosters as in real life. John Wall, 23 points. I'm looking at that. I'm like, bro, that's a lot for John Wall. I don't think he's even averaging that in real life, in all honesty. And I'm thinking about keeping John Wall on the team, but that contract though, that's kind of beastly. His organizational role, I was gonna say organization, what am I talking about? His organizational role, he's on the trading block, and I see why. This dude is making way too much money. That contract is insane, bro. The rest of the team actually played pretty well for the season. Kevin Porter Jr., we're definitely keeping him, and same thing for Kenyon Martin Jr. Gotta keep him. Jayshawn Tate, he's okay. He's not bad. I expect him to play a lot better this season, but nonetheless, all of that out of the way. I didn't even show you guys the roster, or at least I don't think I did, but looking at this Houston Rockets team, same roster as in real life, and they have a lot of small forwards, bro. Way too many. But yeah, this roster definitely wasn't going to make the postseason, and hopefully we get a top draft pick. I didn't even look at the draft pick situation. At least I hope we still have our draft pick, because the Rockets been making a lot of trades over the past few seasons. Why don't the Brooklyn Nets ever make it farther than like the second round whenever I do 2K Sims? Of course, the Boston Celtics win the NBA championship in 7 games against Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers. So now it's time for the player retirements. Time to move forward to the offseason. And Taj Gibson retired already? I mean, he's only 36 years old. I probably would have, gave it a little bit more time, like another season or 2 at least. Rondo, definitely surprised about him retiring. And JJ Redick, well, he's 37, so I can't even be mad at that. This offseason is going to be huge for us. Free agency is going to be huge, and also who we get during the draft is going to be huge as well. This episode, I'm mainly focusing on the draft because I am using a custom 2K draft class, so we got Cade Cunningham and those boys in this NBA draft. But right now, we're projected to have the 2nd overall pick, bro, in this year's NBA draft is via Detroit. So I'm guessing that pick is from Detroit. We have their pick, 2nd overall pick. Hopefully, we get that 2nd pick because that's going to go a long way in making this rebuild, go a lot faster. So the New York Knicks at number 4 via Dallas. That means we have a top 3 pick for sure. 3rd pick is going to the Detroit Pistons, and hold up, while the Pistons keep their own pick this year, it now means their pick next year will belong to the Houston Rockets. So does that mean we don't get their pick this season, this off season? Bro, 2nd overall pick goes to OKC, and the 1st overall pick goes to us? It goes to the Spurs, so that means, bro, yo, what just happened? So the Detroit Pistons get to keep their pick, which leads me to believe that they had a top 3 protected pick based on what they said during the draft lottery. Wow, so that's the only thing that really makes sense. 3rd overall pick in this year's NBA draft is going to the Detroit Pistons. It had to be a top 3 protected pick. That's the only way the Detroit Pistons would have got that pick back. And OKC have our pick, which turned out to be the 5th overall pick in this year's NBA draft. So I'm guessing the Brooklyn Nets didn't end up getting that pick. It's probably a top 5 protected pick or something like that. Listen, OKC, we need one of those picks. This offseason looks like it's already gonna upset me. But in terms of the coaching staff, I am keeping head coach Stephen Silas. Definitely keeping him. His stats are good. A nice young coach to develop going forward. But everybody else I might get rid of. Matter of fact, I might keep Jeff Hornacek too for the assistant coach. Did he accept the deal? Okay. This works out, I guess. So we hired the best available. You guys already know my motto. Kuba, my son Kuba is going to be joining us here in Houston. That's lit. We got a good trainer as well. I hired a new assistant coach, Wes Unseld Jr. I don't know if this is like a real player or not, or a real coach, I should say, but he's going to be our assistant coach along with Jeff Hornacek, and Stephen Silas is going to be our head coach for years to come. Don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but I am going to be using the custom 2K draft class with the updated rookies that's going to be in this year's NBA draft in real life, like Jalen Suggs and those boys, Jalen Green, etc., etc. So I don't have a first rounder. So that means I'm going to have to trade up in this year's NBA draft because I definitely want a top 5 pick. If I could get my hand on anybody, bro, from the top 5, that's going to work miracles for this team. I have to get a top 5 pick somehow, some way. With the 1st overall pick, the San Antonio Spurs choose Jalen Green. Okay, I was expecting Cade Cunningham maybe to go number 1. So Jalen Green going to San Antonio. The 2nd overall pick going to OKC. They choose Jonathan Kuminga. Okay. So who are the Detroit Pistons going to choose at number 3? I'm eager to see who are they going to choose. Let's see the BS. So with the 3rd overall pick in this year's NBA draft, the Detroit Pistons get Cade. So they got Cade and Killian Hayes. If they put Cade at the 2 with Killian Hayes, bro, that's gonna be a good backcourt. The New York Knicks, number 4, they choose Evan Mobley. Nobody is yet to choose Jalen Suggs. I think I'm gonna trade up to get this pick. I have to try to get this pick from OKC. They got talent for years, bro. The only question is, who can I really trade? Let's see what OKC wants for this 5th overall pick. Hopefully it's not a lot. They want Christian Wood. And for all of these offers, they want Christian Wood. But in all honesty, I really don't want to let go of him. And in all of these deals, they're trying to give me Al Horford too. I don't want him on my team, bro. That salary is like insane. None of these deals really interest me. Maybe I could freestyle it and see if I could get that pick somehow. Don't know if they're going to accept this deal, but I didn't even realize I had a first rounder in this year's NBA draft. It's a late first rounder, but a first rounder nonetheless. So a second rounder, our first rounder, Eric Gordon, Daniel House for that 5th overall pick. Come on, do not disappoint me, and they do not want to accept the deal, bro. Yo, give me that 5th pick. This is about the time where I just throw in random picks, bro. I'm just going to do that. I'm throwing in this second rounder and the Wizards lottery protected pick. How about this? I'll offer it to OKC, and they accepted the deal. I was not expecting them to accept this deal, but ladies and gentlemen, they did. Y'all already know who we choosing, bro. With the 5th overall pick in this year's NBA draft, the Houston Rockets select Jalen Suggs from Gonzaga. Let's go, bro. John Wall scheduled to enter free agency next summer. Suggs could fill in nicely. Should Wall not re-sign with them? That's the next question that I had for you guys. Now that we got Jalen Suggs on the team, we got Christian Wood, we got some nice young talent. Kevin Porter Jr., I'm keeping him. Kenyon Martin Jr., I'm keeping him as well. What should I do with John Wall? That's the most important comment that I want. I mean, I like that deal for Emmanuel Quickly. That's a good deal. Talk about shedding cap space too. 22 years old, shedding a lot of cap space. He's an 80 overall. That right there is a good deal. I wasn't expecting to get... Oh, Pascal Siakam. That contract is kind of crazy though. But, okay, so we have a few good offers on the table for John Wall. Terry Rozier. That's the first deal right there. More than likely not going to do that deal. Don't really want Scary Terry. Emmanuel Quickly. I'm really interested in doing this deal. The Knicks will be dumb if they do that in real life. Pascal Siakam. I like that deal as well. Those are 3 pretty good deals. So my question for you guys is, what should I do with John Wall? I really don't know if I should keep him on the team or not. Keep in mind that he also has a player option on his contract, which he's going to opt in. Like, no player is going to turn down like 45 mil. That's not going to happen. So before we get to free agency, leave those comments in the comment section below. Let me know, what should I do with John Wall? Because I really don't know. I'm not liking the fact that he's with us for another season, and then after that season, he has the player option, and he's going to opt in, bro. He's going to be opting. He would be a fool not to do so, and in real life, he would do the same thing, because he knows he's not going to get another contract that big for the rest of his NBA career unless he just starts, like, balling out and, you know, he's healthy for most of the season, which I don't foresee that happening in the future. But nonetheless, what should I do with John Wall? I have no idea. Free agency is coming up. What should our free agency moves look like? Because right now, I like the backcourt of Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Suggs. Nice, 2 nice young talents right there. Very good players. Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Suggs. We also got my guy Kenyon Martin Jr. as well. Christian Wood, I'm going to hold on to him. So we got some nice young pieces on the team. Let me know what you guys want to see for free agency. Should I trade John Wall? Should I keep John Wall? I have no idea. His fate is in your hands. But anyways, leave a comment for me in the comment section below. Leave me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And of course, click one of the playlists on the screen. Check out some of my other content. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate the love and support. You guys are so awesome. Really love each and every single one of you guys. See you guys in the next episode or my next video. This is the Prince of YouTube, signing out.